The new owner of this old bar hopes you'll say "Roll Me Away" to a Hollywood night in the Thumb. Owner Dennis Collin combined his love for Bob Seger and his own nickname, Cat, C-A-T, as you can see, to create the Kathmandu Bar, a twist on one of Seger's hit songs. Collin and his two daughters didn't want to see the old Trapper John's bar in Unionville sit vacant, so they hatched a plan.
Basically, the whole idea of this was because the local community didn't want to see this bar close. So my daughters and I talked it over and we decided that, yeah, let's open it up.
They unleashed the fire inside to complete the months-long gut renovation, and today they invited the public for a shakedown at their grand opening. Collin's grandson told our photographer Chad just how elated his grandpa is to have Kathmandu officially open for business.
How excited is your grandpa to open the bar?
Like, to the ground is like not excited, and he's way up here.
Way up there. Collin hopes to make Kathmandu the Cheers bar of the Thumb, where everybody knows everybody. His big goals are obviously get Bob Seger in there and serve the best food and the coldest beer in town. Thanks to some family connections, Collin's confident Seger will stop in, but they will not know when until that legendary Michigan rocker walks through their doors.
The Zilwaukee Bridge today, don't be surprised when you see hundreds of ice shanties all along the river. Folks from all over have turned out for the Bridge to Bridge fishing tournament.
Well, it's good for the community. We get a lot of support from the community, and we have a lot of fishermen out fishing today.
Almost 300 participants hit the ice for the 13th annual Bridge to Bridge tournament. It's a one-day-only walleye competition, and the longest fish wins. Eugene Wendling is a trustee for the Carlton Zilwaukee Eagles Club and says today's turnout is wonderful. Do you think the weather's kind of helping you guys out too?
There's no doubt about that. It's just perfect. I don't know who set it up, but it's just working.
The competition takes place between the Zilwaukee Bridge and the Train Bridge in Carlton, something Abby Wenzel says brings a close competition.
Lots of excitement and prizes, and as the fish come in, we measure them and see the biggest one, and then they win a prize at the end.
Wenzel is a trustee for the Carlton Zilwaukee Eagles Club. She says this is their first year hosting the competition, and it just so happens to be their biggest year yet.
This is the biggest one this year. Compared to like the Walleye Fest, it's about the same amount of entries. So we're pretty excited.
In Saginaw County, Ashlyn Hill, WNEM TV5.
News tonight, an hours-long standoff stemming from a traffic stop ends with the death of a man. Hello, everyone. I'm Craig McMorris. Glad you could join us. The standoff started around midnight last night. TV5's Cody Kaczynski has the details on how it all played out.
An almost 9-hour police standoff in Saginaw has ended with a 38-year-old man taking his own life. Saginaw Police Chief Bob Ruth tells TV5 the incident began with a traffic stop before it took a turn for the worst. The armed suspect ran away, firing several shots but missed police. He took cover in a nearby home on the corner of South Webster and Lion Street, barricading himself in with a family that may have recognized him from the neighborhood. Luckily, they were able to leave unharmed. Word of a standoff first spread on social media, and people actually started posting videos of the scene. Police were at the corner of Webster and Lion. That's right behind me here. State police were there, Saginaw police, and even Midland SWAT. Woody Wilson owns 2 local businesses around the corner from the scene.
When I looked on social media, I saw a posting that said that there was a standoff going on. And then, of course, I paid closer attention when I saw what roads, being that it's right next to my church and my business.
Police tried several methods to get the man to surrender peacefully, including calls from relatives. They ultimately entered the home around 10 a.m. on Saturday morning, but the suspect had already committed suicide. Wilson is heartbroken to hear something like this happen so close to home, but is thankful no one else was hurt.
I feel confident about this community and about the law enforcement that looks after us.
According to Chief Ruth, Michigan State Police have taken over the investigation, and it is still ongoing. In Saginaw, Cody Kaczynski, WNEM TV5.
Across Michigan, a statewide drunk driving crackdown kicking off ahead of Labor Day weekend. The Michigan Office of Highway Safety Planning and Police announcing the start of their Drive Sober or Get Pulled Over campaign today in Grand Blanc. Officers gave members of the media a chance to participate in field sobriety tests. Even Chad there, one of our TV5 photographers, had the chance to experience the impact alcohol has on reaction time and coordination.
2017 Labor Day holiday weekend, 15 people were killed in crashes on the highways in the state of Michigan. And over a quarter of those, almost 27% of those, alcohol was a factor in those or involved in those crashes. Make the decision to not drink and drive. Don't get behind the wheel if you've been drinking.
Great advice. Increased drunk driving patrols will be out in every county across the state.
For now, let's send things over to TV5's Cody Kaczynski. She's live at our ice desk. Hi, Cody, staying warm?
Good morning, Elena. So we're at the ice carving tent out here at Zender's Snowfest, and of course, as you can see in front of us is the iconic TV5 ice desk that they just finished up, and I'm so happy to see it. It's awesome, and we got some dragons and flames and all that stuff. So I've got Greg Buchowski. It's very cold out here. Greg Buchowski's here with us this morning. He's going to tell us more about it. So kind of explain what the process is with this ice desk.
Well, we like to work the ice desk in the studio. Anything that has to do with a logo, we like to do in the studio because it's a little bit tedious. We use a lot of routers and different things to create channels and get an engraved logo into it, and then we try to add some color into it too.
Yeah, that awesome green and blue there. So it is quite cold, like I was saying. How does this weather work for ice carving?
Well, it's good for the ice. It keeps it nice and cold, so we don't melt at all, which is good. We're going to have all this stuff up this weekend, so nothing's going to melt, so everything will be fine and pristine whenever anyone decides to come out on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday.
That is the good news. And tell us about the ice carving competitions they've got going on.
We got Collegiate National Championships, and that's a 3-day event, and there's going to be 9 teams from across the country. We also have a Collegiate Invitational event as well, which is for previous collegiate students that have competed here at Zender's in the past 20 years.
Wow, so real professionals there. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. And we're going to be hanging out for some of the snow carving coming up at 9 o'clock during Wake Up, so stay with us for that. But for now, reporting live in Frankenmuth, Cody Kaczynski.